story. This is the incredible, true story of an accident that literally changed the world. I mean, how could one little flicker of light, something so easy to miss in a dark room, end up revolutionizing medicine? How did it give us the power to see something that was, well, totally impossible to see before? That's the exact question we're digging into today. So let's set the scene. We're going back to Würzburg, Germany. The date is November 8th, 1895, and we're in the laboratory of a physicist named Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen. Now, you gotta understand, he wasn't trying to find some miracle cure or anything like that. Nope. He was just doing his thing, studying something called cathode rays. This is the key piece of equipment he was using, a cathode ray tube. So what is that? Well, it's basically just a glass tube with almost all the air sucked out of it. And when you zap it with electricity, a beam of electrons, those are the cathode rays, shoots from one end to the other, all inside the glass. Now here's the really important part. This was a totally closed system. Nothing, and I mean nothing, was supposed to get out of that tube. And Röntgen, he was a really methodical, careful scientist. He didn't want any light from the tube messing with his observations. So first, he completely covers the tube in thick black cardboard. Then he makes the entire lab totally, absolutely dark. And only then, once everything is perfectly set up, he hits the tube with a jolt of high-voltage electricity. And right there, in that complete and total darkness, something happened that should have been impossible. He sees this faint, shimmering glow on a workbench a few feet away. But how? I mean, the source of the energy was completely sealed off. There was no way any light was getting out. So it turns out the glow was coming from this little paper screen he had lying around. It was coated with a chemical called barium platinocyanide, which, well, it just happens to light up when it gets hit by certain kinds of energy. But again, and this is the whole puzzle, the tube was sealed tight. Nothing should have been hitting that screen. Okay, and this right here, this is that magic moment where pure luck runs right into genius. See, another scientist might have just dismissed it, right? It's just a glitch, something's wrong with my setup. But not Röntgen. He realized this wasn't a flaw in his experiment. This was the experiment. Suddenly, he had a brand new mystery on his hands. Think about the puzzle he's facing. The visible light from the tube? Nope, that's blocked by the cardboard. The cathode rays themselves? They can't get through the glass tube. So what in the world was this invisible something that was managing to cross the room and make that screen glow? So he made a pretty bold deduction. He concluded that the tube had to be producing some kind of new, completely unknown ray. Something you couldn't see but was clearly powerful. He didn't know what it was, so he gave it a temporary, kind of mysterious name. X-rays. X for unknown. And with that, he launched into this intense investigation to figure out what these things could do. So what does he do? He just starts grabbing whatever's nearby and sticking it in the path of the rays, right between the tube and that glowing screen. He tries a thick book, then a block of wood, even a sheet of aluminum. And with every single object, he's just staring at that screen, watching what happens. And this is where he makes his next shocking discovery. These mysterious rays, they were going straight through the solid objects. But, and this was the aha moment, he noticed that the glow on the screen got dimmer or brighter depending on what he put in the way. That was the key. The rays could get through solid stuff, but denser materials blocked them more than lighter ones. That one incredible insight, that different materials block these rays in different ways, it led him to do one last, spontaneous test. This wasn't just another test, though. This was the one that would take his discovery from being just a cool physics curiosity to a tool that would literally change the world. So he tested books, wood, all just stuff. But now, in this flash of inspiration, he grabbed something totally different. So, what do you think it was? What was the last thing he put in the path of those amazing rays? He held up his own hand, and there, in that dark lab, he saw something that no human being had ever seen before. Just as he put it, to his surprise, the outline of his skeleton appeared on the screen. I mean, let's just stop and really think about that for a second. It's wild. The rays just passed right through the soft skin and muscle of his hand, but they were blocked by the denser bones, which created this incredible shadow image. This was it, the very first time in all of human history that a person saw the bones inside their own living body, without any harm at all. Röntgen knew. He knew instantly how huge this was, and he started working with this incredible focus. But here's the amazing thing. He wasn't trying to patent it or make a bunch of money. His goal was just to understand it and then share it with the entire world as fast as he possibly could. And when I say fast, I mean fast. Just look at this timeline. He makes the discovery on November 8th. By December 28th, we're talking less than 2 months later, he'd already written and submitted his first scientific paper on it. The pace was just unbelievable. And by 1901, yeah, the whole world knew his name. And that worldwide acclaim, it got cemented in history, in recognition for a discovery that basically gave all of humanity a brand new sense. The ability to literally see inside ourselves. Wilhelm Röntgen was awarded the very first Nobel Prize in physics. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, the most important thing to remember is that this wasn't just luck. It's a story we see over and over in science, right? Think about penicillin, for example. It's like a two-part recipe. First, you need that lucky accident. But that luck means nothing without the second and honestly more important ingredient, a brilliant, curious mind that's prepared to see that accident and understand what it really means. In the end, Röntgen's accidental discovery didn't really create anything new. What it did was pull back the curtain on a hidden world that was there the whole time, right inside of us. And that, it leaves you with a really fascinating question to think about. What other invisible worlds are all around us right now, just waiting for the next lucky accident and the next brilliant mind to discover them?